Broadcast live.
Emil is out there.
You know,
Shout
Emil
out.
has the knowledge.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
equipped with information that could literally change this entire society that we live in.
Yo, I just want to say one thing. It's very key to put it out there. You know, Emil is from Black Noise.
Yes,
you
sir.
know,
Yes, sir.
He's an OG. I'm just so happy that you are connecting the dots
Yeah.
in your generation.
No, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, because I feel like without these guys' contribution to South African hip hop and their voices in South African hip hop, we'd be sitting in a totally different conversation right now about SA hip hop. You wouldn't be asking me, oh, do you think that these rappers are focusing too much on the material shit? Because there probably wouldn't be any material shit yet.
Yeah.
But they paved the way for that to exist. They laid the
course.
foundation, the first bricks for that to exist. So I'd say, come on.
Do I look like I'm a criminal? Just because I'm.
Ready D.
Shout out to
I mean,
Ray.
most definitely, and the entire POC as well, the whole group, like Ramon and Shaheen,
Yeah,
all those guys, Jasmo,
Yeah.
they played a bigger role in South African hip hop as well. I'd say Godessa,
Oh, shout
being the
out to the
first
ladies, yeah.
female hip hop group, also coming from Cape Town. I'd say a lot of the jazz artists, your Camilo Lombards, and all these guys that don't get mentioned a lot, even like the B-boys, like B-boy The Curse, B-boy Meaty, those were members of Brasa van die Kaap, and even BVK as well, Mr. Fat, who passed away.
rest
That
in
was like
peace,
that was like our big fun, you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
say,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And DJ Hama as well. I mean, these were guys that all played big roles in what we consider to be South African hip hop now, but they don't get mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt it was necessary for me to make this album so that I could be the voice of the new generation, but also just the echo of the past.
I mean, that's why I'm asking this question. It's like, it would be a missed opportunity for you not to mention them
Yeah.
in an interview like this.
And there's probably
you know what
a
I mean?
whole boatload of people that I'm not mentioning that I should be mentioning. But obviously, the main ones that stand out, to me, I mean, you even got Claire Phillips, who's like an incredible vocalist. I mean, she's one of the first people I know to have won a SAMA from Cape Town, involved in the jazz, involved in the acoustic side of things. So there are so many names through the list. Your Tali Petersons,
Yeah.
who push the Malay culture. I mean, the Malay choir, even the klopse, things of that nature. Those are the kinds of things that make Cape Town what it is, make it such a rich history, and the background of it will never ever be forgotten. Mark Lottering with the comedy,
Oh, shout
the
out,
comedy
yeah.
aspect. You know what I mean? Those are guys I see as heroes to Cape Town, and I mention them even on the album, because they paved the way for the language barrier to exist. They paved the way for the culture to
the
exist.
same way we gonna mention TKZ,
Indeed,
the same way we gonna
indeed.
mention Trumpis, the
Yeah.
same way we gonna mention Mosquito,
Mendoza and Zola and those kinds of
Zola,
guys,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? The same way we gonna mention those guys.
Yes.
It's like, you are consolidating, and these guys on our side have been carrying the culture.
No doubt.
And
I took the page from that book. I took it from that book, from that example.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, there's a joint on Colored, it's Colored. You talk about you want to be titled as, you say you want to be on Idol, but you don't want to be titled as Colored.
Yeah.
Why do you think colored people distance themselves from being colored?
Because society has made it seem like the word colored and even the existence of colored people is wrong. Because you must understand, we are the product of, a mixed breed.
Yeah.
Of almost you could say like a generational rape. And because of that, because we are the smudge on society, because our existence means that white people must have forcefully had intercourse with black people and colored people at some point. It was against their will.
Yeah.
So for us to have existed, it stems from something that's a negative.
Yeah.
And because of that, and even because of today's time when the word colored must be abolished and removed completely, I think that colored people want to distance themselves so that they don't always have this constant black cloud that follows them around, just for existing, just for being alive, just for wanting to be proud of who they are. It's like they have to bite a bullet or they have to carry a cross and a burden just to say the word colored or just to acknowledge their colored excellence, as one would say. And I understand it as well because it serves as a divider. It means that they don't fall in black, nor do they fall in white. But now that they want to include us in the black category, we're also saying that, but our cultures are so different from black that sometimes it's hard for us to identify, Because black culture I see as very proud and very strong. It's something that one can't hide. And it seems like colored people have been hidden and it's been easy to hide them. So I feel like now is the time, because we have these tools at our disposal, like the internet, and non-traditional media like this. This is the time now for us to speak out, and maybe the the world will see us, through this instead of having to read a newspaper about it.
Look, I mean, and this is the part where I get to to the skit on the track from it's your grandfather speaking. I was, he talks about like the Cape Town Malay and
the Cape Colored.
and the Cape Colored, and he says something, and I need to read it because I wrote it.
Yes.
I literally had to rewind just to make sure that I'm not being oversensitive.
Yes, yes.
He says he mentions that coloreds are a mix of white man and
black. And according to them,
hey, that's my problem. And according to them, the black. I felt that in that skit, it's almost like you guys are removing yourselves from being black. I felt that like you will own the white, but you're gonna say accordingly to the black. Me, it was like, I don't know, because it feels like you guys are removing yourself.
Indeed.
And I'll tell you, but yeah, maybe you can answer that. But I'll tell you why it worries me just generally, because I've got a mixed race child.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and even in my house, I'm like, we black.
Yeah.
We black.
Of course.
I mean, my wife can say she's colored, but we black. Well,
Yeah.
we are black in our house. We black. We're not colored. We black. Right? If the colored things that you're gonna show me, then all right, I'm gonna do it. But we black.
Yeah.
I'm the man of the house.
No
we
doubt,
black.
no doubt.
So for me, it just felt, when I was listening to that skit, it felt like your grandfather was comfortable to say that you are white, but he wasn't. He was almost like
skeptical about the black part. Now, as I stated earlier on with the history in South Africa, a lot of it has been removed and been expunged, But if you go back and you really dwell, into the beginning of time here, and especially in Cape Town, you will come across the people known as the Khoisan and the San, the Bushman, the Bushman as they would call him. Now, he was not a black man. He was a light-skinned, mixed color, you could say, but even
it's brown.
It's
brown is black, Now
Come brown is black.
Yeah.
But like we're talking about tribalism, he didn't belong to the black tribe.
But I'll tell you what the problem is. I don't think that this is because the lighter you are, the more you were moved up. And I think that even colored people bought into the hype.
Yeah.
And so to now, it's a bit difficult now coming back and owning black because you are black.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like, the lighter you are, and then when you're Indian, the straighter your hair, you kind of move up the ranks.
Yeah.
So I think that the colored people were also very comfortable being above just black.
Yeah.
And so when all of a sudden, when it's time to kind of go, were we black? It's like, look, and he even says that we look more like white. But it's clear, you hardly find colored, whenever a black person does anything to any race, that thing is going to come out brown at the most.
Yeah.
It's going to come out brown. So there's no way colored people can say we were close to being white unless you're going to say we had straight hair or whatever the case be.
doubt.
And if there is like colors that look white, it's a few,
Yeah.
right? But like the majority, y'all are black.
Yeah.
That's my view.
No doubt. No doubt. And that is correct. But also, those people that were met at the riverbank by the Dutch and by the British were not black.
What were they?
They were Khoisan.
Okay, wait.
Bushmen.
I can say to you, I'm Shangan. Another Zulu guy can say he's Zulu. Someone else can say they're Sutu. But when we're standing in a line, we're black.
No doubt. But at that time, would a black person say that they're Khoisan? Would a black person say that they're Bushman? Or would a black person say that they are descendants of the San? Most probably not, because they have their own culture. They are descendants of Zulus. They are descendants of Xhosa. You know what I mean? So it's not the Khoisan.
Okay.
It's a different group altogether.
So you say that like the population, there's a possibility that the population of colored people
are descendants of the San and the Bushmen.
Are descendants of
Correct.
San and the Bushmen.
Most of them.
Who were probably raped by white people.
Yes.
And that
then
was
they were formed as now to what we call colored. But if you look at it, like you can look at pictures of the Bushmen, the old Bushmen, the ones that have like the Chinese eyes, you know what I mean? And If you see them and
My
you look
wife
at
got
some,
Chinese
they've
eyes.
got like Chinese eyes.
My
bro.
wife got Chinese
Now
eyes.
she's a descendant of the Bushman.
Carry on.
You
Carry
know?
on.
So if you look at the characteristics, you can actually distinguish the features, and you can say like, yeah, you can see this man is a descendant of the Bushman. Now colors don't even like to admit that. They don't even like to admit that part.
So what do colors want to be? This is what I got to ask. What you want to be? If y'all don't want to, you want to be white. What are you admitting to then? And I'm saying this out of not
Of pure
knowing.
interest, yes, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
this is something also that I needed to learn. I'm still learning about it on a daily basis. You know, when I did my media launch for the album, I invited the guests to the District 6 Museum. And I did like a quick head count. I asked, just by a show of hands, how many people haven't been to this museum before? 90% of the audience raised their hand.
At District 6.
At District 6 Museum, 90% of the audience raised their hand. They probably have families that lived in District 6 and were removed from there, but they have never been to a museum that honors the place that they originally stem from as well.
Sure.
You know, so it shows me that the colored history and the colored narrative has been erased so much so that even my previous generation, they don't even know where they come from.
So you saying that there's
We have to learn
like,
again.
The more there's this black people hate themselves also.
Yeah.
So you saying that like, but in the colored community, the hate is even widespread. I mean, look. I say, you know, black people, you got crime. We kill each other, but like it's not like organized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
It's like in colored communities, it's
Organization,
organized.
yes, there's order.
There's order in hating each other.
So like in the gang culture, if something happens to you, for example, say someone steals this camera, yeah, and
They need to steal Lwazi because he's sleeping. But
yeah. Okay, let's say they kidnap him.
Yeah.
So they kidnap his ass.
Yeah.
They're holding him for ransom.
Yeah.
Now, if you find maybe the area that he was kidnapped in, and you know the regulators in those areas, you can go to that guy and ask him, have you seen this man? Because I'm looking for him, he's been kidnapped. You can retrieve him because you went to the superior. In Joburg, if this man get kidnapped, doesn't matter what area you go to, who you gonna go? Who's the superior? You can't talk to anyone that can bring him back. You know,
And
there's
even
no
if-
general, there's no
and
captain.
even if there is, it's not as
It's not as easy as
yeah,
yeah,
you know,
the 1, 2,
that
3.
guy
Yeah.
is not like blatantly
No.
like that's the guy to
There we
go
go.
to.
There's steps you can follow in Cape Town. You know what I mean? And that organization comes out of the oppression that they felt because they didn't know which side to choose, black, white. They were unhappy with both sides. So they formed this negative, I would say, coalition and
You-
this commission.
Colored people are like the opposite of what happened to Jews when they got out the Holocaust.
There we go.
Yeah, instead of y'all going positive with
Yeah.
your unity, y'all went negative
we
with the
we were
unity.
negative with the unity. We unified and fought fire with fire instead of trying to find a way to put a damper on the fuel and a damper on the flames. You know,
Sure.
we just added to that instead and created a bigger problem. That, like I say, now we have to unlearn what we have been taught and unlearn what we even think. You know, what we've been told to told to think has even been lies. You know, much of it.
I just want to get inside the community, right? I mean, I met up a lady in Cape Town when I was doing some work who stayed in the Cape Flats, and you know, she said she's never been to Joburg before, and we had a good chat for 30 minutes. You know, she stays in the Cape Flats, and she was just telling me about. She's like, but see, if I had to leave Joburg, Cape Town, to go to Joburg, you know, who is gonna try help the kids? You know, my kids specifically. And I was like, but if you're in a cycle of repetition of violence and all these things,
How you
like
just
your
pick to
kids are
make
gonna
improvement,
grow.
yeah.
Yeah, you need to literally get out so you can,
you can save them,
So
yeah.
you can save them. You know, do you think that like the community just generally is it? It's almost like they're powerless with the strength of the gangs, yeah.
I would say that, but also on the flip side of things, look, I just want people to know that the discussion we're having now, I mean, this is purely my thoughts and you know things I analyze. I'm not a historian by no means.
And also, this is not you snitching
Yeah,
or anything.
yeah.
It's
No,
just
this,
like
this is not me pointing the
it's
finger. and saying
information, it's
that this one is-
education,
yeah.
it's insight.
You know?
It's just what it is.
And And I mean, people can do their own research. If I'm wrong, if you're wrong, then bring us the facts.
Yeah.
Show us your findings.
Yeah.
But this is just the teachings that I've learned and been given and heard. But if I look at it, I would say the government. I wouldn't say the gangs. Gangs have been born.
You think the government is enabling this
The
shit
government is a gang themselves.
and enabling all this shit?
You know what I mean? They insinuated. They drew first blood. They shot first. They pressed the button first.
And they're not trying to stop it either.
No.
Fuck. You like doing the white man's job for yourselves. Keeping each other down.
Exactly. No, but that's the greatest way to destroy your enemy, is give him all the tools that he needs to destroy himself. Because you must understand how bad it must have looked during apartheid. White cops going into colored and black areas, shooting and mowing people down.
Now
like it
you
was
can
a game.
now you can shoot
Now you
yourself
can shoot
down
each other and we
drag
can blame
yourself.
you. We can blame you for the killing now. We don't have to say it's our fault. But where would all these guns come from? These high, equipped machinery. Where would we get these things from? We don't own any forms of real transportation as colored people.
Ain't no colored people who
own boats and planes.
There's no
and
colored people doing the Forbes for arms
no,
deals.
bro. So where does this come from? How does AK-47s and machine guns get into an impoverished area? How is that possible? If these people don't have money, they're not buying it. So where's the market existing? Or maybe they're being given it.
Tell me about stories of on 786.
Yes. I mean, this comes down to my religion, and a very nice way to link to the gang thing that we were talking about. 786 is split into two parts. So the first half of it is more or less the negative side of 786, and the second half is the positive side of it. So 786 translates into the words Bismillah Rahman Rahim. 786 is the numerals that the words Bismillah Rahman Rahim can be changed to, if they were to be changed. People say, it's like a two-way street. It's something that we shouldn't also do because it's disrespectful to translate the words of God into numbers. It's like changing His words almost. We should never do that. I mean, the Quran is still exists in the same, the same state that it was revealed in. So for us to do it, it's almost like cheapening the word of God. So it's something that's frowned upon. But in Cape Town, it's also been adopted in a negative way in terms of the gangs. There's 3 gangs in prison: the 26, the 27, and 28. 786. So some guys even gone as far as to use that as gang symbols or gang logos. You know what I mean? Or something that they would almost represent if they were a gangster. The 7, the 8, and the 6. And then there were even Muslim gangs that were born out of that.
Motherfuckers are gonna shoot us down.
Eventually, man, eventually they're gonna want to stop my voice from saying all this shit. But so as I'm saying, like, the thing that was supposed to be such a deep spiritual meaning as Bismillah Rahman Rahim, which is what every Muslim says when they start something. So in the name of God, the most merciful. God bless my journey. God, please help me. So when I wake up in the morning, I say Bismillah. When I walk out the door, I say Bismillah. When I eat my food, just before I eat, you say a prayer. I just say Bismillah Rahman Rahim and I eat. So in the name of God, thank you for this food. Thank you for what I'm about to receive. And that's what it means. But like I said, the negative connotation that has come with it through the gangsterism, through a gang that was even started called the Crazy Arabians, the Arapa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even organizations like Pagat that started off, in a positive manner, that also kind of took a dark turn at some point by killing Muslims. It's not at an ISIS level, but it's obviously something that must be addressed because it was Muslims killing Muslims and they were both colored. So it's like you're killing yourself once again, like you mentioned earlier on, So that song is very deep, just in terms of the meaning behind it and what it stands for. When I die one day, on my gravestone it will read 786 and then my name. My father's gravestone is 786 and then his name. My grandmother's gravestone should read 786 and then her name. Bismillah Rahman Rahim, in the name of the most merciful. This man is buried here, this woman is buried here. So it's something that's going to go with me for the rest of my life.
Speaking about your father, you lost your father when you were young, right?
In 2014.
Okay. Well, you were younger
than I am now.
You're younger. But you were raised by your mother, though.
Correct, sir.
Alright, cool. You want to talk about what happened to your father?
They say that in Islam, you know, we get buried the next day.
Yeah.
So there's no time for autopsies
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
according to, you know, what information was given to us, they say he died of one of two things, either a heart attack or an aneurysm. I just believe it was a heart attack, but
What's his aneurysm? That's some English shit.
Oh yeah, it's like a brain condition, like
Okay.
like a big headache, a big
Okay.
migraine, you know.
Okay.
And he was complaining about that kind of thing. But if I look at the way he died, my father died while he was making salah. So he died while he was praying.
Okay.
He passed away on the mat. On the mat he was praying. Now he died on a Thursday night at about past 11 at night. And he woke up out of a sleep to go pray, and he died praying. Now, Friday is the holy day, but you know at a certain time that Thursday becomes Friday at midnight.
Yeah.
You know, so for my father to die just before midnight, going into Friday, and we buried him on a Friday, and then we went to Juma and made salah for him on a Friday. In Islam, that would be considered a royal death. Because look at how people die. Look at the guy I told you about. He got shot outside the mosque. That's a brutal way to get killed. To be shot, number one.
Yeah.
To die outside the mosque, number two. At least he was praying and he came out and then he was taken. But look at the manner in which he was taken. So because he lived that way, he died that way.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Now my father didn't exactly live in the most holiest of ways, but near the end of his life, he became very spiritual. And I think that had something to do with him knowing that his time was coming to an end. Because in the song 786, I say, Matopi spoke of dying all the time, so he predicted it. Because that's what he told me about. He told me, I'm gonna die one day, and I want you to do X, Y, and Z. When I die one day, make sure you guys still have Sunday lunch without me. When I die one day, don't forget to visit your brothers and your sister. So he put that responsibility on us already, knowing, in some way he must have known that his life was gonna come to an end early. You know, and I didn't have a very close relationship with him in the earlier years. And now I sit here and I wish I had maybe done this album with someone like him, because he's my father.
Of course.
What life did he live?
Yeah.
What experiences did he have as a colored man growing up? I was a part of it in his time. What was it like? Because he was living in a part like my mother. You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
grandfather was born before that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
saw that take place. So I would have liked to know from his perspective as a man, what it was like in the struggle.
And I guess, just like with all the things you've been going through, you obviously have got an entrepreneurial flair with the sneakers, with what you're doing with music. I guess it's also nice to connect with like with the tree you come from.
Indeed.
To
understand yourself.
How do I deal with it when the
Yes.
community does this?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. And
Yes.
he probably never did any better, but he probably has better advice though.
No doubt, because he
know?
learned certain things. And also, a fun fact, my father was a teacher.
Ah.
He was an educator. And he was always educated in underprivileged schools. So by him teaching the ghetto youth, that also gave him like some sort of a status in those communities, because he was like the Coach Carter. He was like the guy give you the hard lessons, but with a spin to it to make you understand easier. So instead of giving you like the white terminology and these big words, he'd say it and apply it in a way that you coming from the flats here could understand. And I think that also earned him like a high place and a high rank, amongst the hood.
I won't lie to you. Your album is a teaching. It's a book. It's a book. Articulation, the stories. That's why I was looking forward to this interview because
I'm gonna take your hand now already.
because you were teaching me. You were teaching me. I was learning. I was like, wow, okay. That's why I have these questions. That's why I listen to the album and I'm like, but I disagree with that shit there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I need to understand this.
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
Yeah,
I
you know what I mean?
I need to find out about this, no doubt.
And I was debating it
Yes,
as I
yes,
was
of
playing
course,
it
of
because
course,
it's
of
like,
course.
you teaching me,
Yeah.
but I can't
You
literally agree
accept
to
some of these
everything you
things.
say.
Yeah, no, of
you know what I
course.
mean?
And that's the thing, colored people are gonna listen to this shit and the same thing's gonna happen to them. The same thing's gonna happen to them. Ugly
Shit.
truths. It's ugly truths.
Listen, man, anyway, on a lighter note, I was at an event and there's this personality that I won't name by name, it's a female personality.
Yeah.
She was sitting there with a gay friend and I see I've never seen you that way anyway, and I shouldn't, but like she was like, youngster, he's so hot and he knows it. And the gay guy was like, yeah, Chama, he does know it,
Oh
you know what I mean?
salute. Shout out to the LBGQ community out there.
Yeah, you got some problems with them. We
I
gonna
had
get
some
there.
problems
Yeah.
with them. I had some problems with them. I don't know why though.
Yeah, it's because of the shit that you said. Don't
I
fuck
didn't
it
say
up.
anything.
Well, what the allegations were
Yeah,
about?
there were allegations, but it's untrue. That's the cut part. Because you see, I own up for my shit, bro.
So what do they say you did, and what did you do?
Apparently, I was in a club partying. I saw a gay guy and I made a video and said, "What is this?" And I laughed. Now, for those who follow me on social media, people know that I don't even really do live stories or do my own, like, here's my life I'm broadcasting.
Yeah.
Especially in clubs. People don't even see me in clubs celebrating. They see me in clubs working. And nowadays I already do club events. But at this time, they're saying of 2016, they're saying I was in a club in Cape Town. I was drinking and I was doing this. Now the drinking is already also something that I don't do. So apparently I was going on with a group of friends of mine in the club, and I filmed the gay guy and I said, "What is this?" And I posted it on my story. People who know me also know I only started getting into the posting of stories in 2018. I didn't do that before this,
And that's when.
It could have been someone who even looked like me.
Yeah.
It could have been someone who was wearing a Youngster t-shirt. It could have been someone in my team.
Could have been AKA, could have been Shane Eagle, because y'all look alike.
That's the thing, but at this point, you can pick out any colored bro and be like, yeah, that's a Youngster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any guy with a pair of Jordans and a chain on now is me.
Yeah.
So, as far as that goes, like, I was more upset about the fact that it wasn't me.
And they were trying to get like Afro Punk saying why they got you and saying, yeah.
I suppose they felt there were other people who could have represented the event better. People who have been outspoken in terms of the queer community and people who have been speaking on behalf of them to fight for them. Maybe I'm not speaking about it. I get that part. But don't tarnish my name. Don't try and throw me under the fucking bus because you're trying to get one of your own to represent. I understand that aspect of it. But don't play something on me that I'm not responsible for.
But what I was leading to with that question is,
sorry,
are you in a relationship?
I am in a relationship. I need love, bro.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty serious.
Well, for me, I think that we should take relationships serious, but at the same time, also manage your expectations. I don't want to give my girlfriend false hope and make her think that, we can get married tomorrow or something, because at the end of the day, she knows what I'm committed to. She knows that this is unfortunately for now going to come first. It's going to be my priorities first, because as you can see, like by what we've just been discussing, I've got such a heavy task at hand. I've got a big fight, I've got a big fight.
You've literally taken your father's classroom and you've opened it up to the world.
Indeed. So how do you balance devoting your time, devoting all your love, devoting your being to onto one person, because women, they require attention.
How long have you guys been together?
About 3-4 years, going for 5 now.
That's good, man. That's good.
Thank you.
Commitment is the right thing to do.
Broadcast live